If Terrence Bud Crawford comes back and beats Boots Ennis, he's greater than Homicide Hank Henry Armstrong, meaning only Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson is greater than him.
Yo, you bugging out. Top three? So we're saying Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and then Terrence Crawford? ShowBizz, you my guy, I love your content, but we gotta unpack this. Yo, listen, man. It's your boy Socrates, All Sports Boxing TV. Your boy ShowBizz just dropped a video, and there's two things that we definitely gotta talk about. First, he said that something might still be brewing between Debo Dev and Keyshawn Davis. And most importantly, this dude just said if Terrence Bud Crawford, come out of retirement and beat Boots Ennis, Jerron Boots Ennis, then that will make Terrence Bud Crawford top 3 fighters of all time. Yo, nah. We gotta talk boxing, King. You know we gotta talk that boxing, King. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Maybe, just maybe, Keyshawn Davis found the money. Hit the Tyson bell. Maybe. Now I know y'all like that is a big reach, ShowBizz. Just hold fast. Maybe he found the money.
Now this definitely caught my attention, right? Because ShowBizz is basically saying Keyshawn Davis' behavior never looked like somebody that was scared of Debo Dev. You know what I'm saying? And Debo Dev is a name that ShowBizz came up with, and that's why I'm using it in this video. And that's why everybody's using it right now, because he's showing Debo Dev status type shit right now, right? But long story short, this dude, Keyshawn, was talking crazy, you feel me? Pulling up to like the Friday set. I don't know if y'all know, but Fridays memorialize the Friday set at Craig's house. You know what I'm saying? So that place where Debo knocked son out and took his chain, it's like, damn, you got knocked the fuck out? That part right there was memorialized. So Keyshawn was pulling up to that set looking for Debo Dev. You feel me? So for all of a sudden that shit to just die down, I knew there had to be something there.
Maybe he found the $5 million. You want to know why that kind of like sparked those thoughts? Because I remember one of the greatest fighters of all time, the GOAT right now, Terrence Bud Crawford. He was talking about making the fight with Errol Spence and saying that he had these guys who can invest money outside of the guys in the black suit, outside of the networks, outside of the promoters. He said that he had these investors.
All in all, I have 2 companies, that reach out to me that, wanted to give me and Spence $25 million guaranteed. $25 million guaranteed up front. So a real guy like myself, I call Spence. Hey bro, look, listen, you know what I mean? I got this company that's willing to give us $25 million a piece, guaranteed. What's up? What you gonna do?
Maybe Keyshawn Davis has this grin emoji because he has found the money. Outside of Top Rank, outside of the money that DHP was offering him, maybe he found the money. And you guys know exactly who I'm thinking about.
But here's where I got something to add, because I don't know if y'all remember, I spoke to Coach ER from Hellgate's Boxing Gym, you feel me, in Astoria, Queens, and he gave All Sports Boxing TV a different type of layer to look at this situation. You feel me? As far as the whole Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, Shakur, Jay Prince debacle.
I feel like Jay Prince scored a major play. I think he might have said, put Keyshawn in that position at first, you know what I'm saying? Then do the whole purse bid thing, then he got lesser money, whatever happened. They pull out, and now they got Devin Haney right where they want him for Shakur, the real fight that they intended to have the whole time. It might have been a play, you know what I'm saying? Now he takes Shakur, puts him in Keyshawn's position, and your back is against the wall, Devin. Like, what you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Now you got Big Bro, and he's willing to take whatever money they had accepted in the first place.
So when I hear ShowBizz saying maybe Keyshawn found the money, I'm not dismissing that, but after, what Coach ER told us, it had me looking at this whole situation differently, like entirely, completely differently. You feel me? Was there really a whole money situation of Keyshawn trying to find his $5 million from Turkey Al Sheikh, which is what ShowBizz is saying? Or was there a bigger, situation going on in the background, bigger pieces moving around the whole board this entire time? Y'all tell me. But that ain't the reason that I really stopped that whole video. Because in this same video, ShowBizz said this.
If Terrence Bud Crawford comes back and beats Boots Ennis, he's greater than Homicide Hank Henry Armstrong.
All right, yo. You bugging. I think we fighting now. I think we got to put on the gloves or something, you feel me? Spar, do something. I don't know.
When you have a situation like Terrence Bud Crawford versus Boots, that is the quintessential Sugar Ray Leonard versus Terry Norris. That is the Sugar Ray Robinson versus Henry Armstrong. That is the Mike Tyson versus Larry Holmes. That is the Ali versus Larry Holmes. And in those situations, Sugar Ray Leonard doesn't win. Homicide Hank Henry Armstrong doesn't win. Larry Holmes doesn't beat Mike Tyson, and Muhammad Ali doesn't beat Larry Holmes. So in my mind, if you have a 3-division undisputed champion in a 4-belt era, where he is long in the tooth, knocking on 40, and his last fight, he does something that's incredible. It's jumping up 3 weight classes, yes, and I know technically it's 2, but literally it's 3. Jumping up 3 weight classes to fight the undisputed super middleweight champion, who's one of the greatest fighters of all time, who is 3 to 4 years his junior, beats him, retire, and comes back and fight his Terry Norris at about 40 years old and beat him. If Bud does that shit, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time, and I'm talking about top 3.
And this is where ShowBizz actually makes its strongest point, because boxing history always shows us exactly what happens when old fighters come back to challenge the new hot fighters. You feel me? The new hot lions, the new elite fighters. You feel me? Eventually, Fighter Time come back to collect, right? You got Leonard, who couldn't turn back the clock on Terry Norris, right? And then you got Ali, who couldn't turn back the clock on Larry Holmes. And you got Larry Holmes, who couldn't turn back the clock definitely on Mike Tyson. Funny situation is you had Ali in the ring looking at Tyson and come here and talking to him in the ear saying, yo, you better do him like he did me. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just joking. It might be true. But what do you call it? With that being said, if a 40-year-old Bud Crawford come out of retirement and beat some of the elite fighters, especially a Jerome Boots Ennis, I can't brush that off. That's legacy building right there. You feel me? Like, that's legacy making.
If he beats Boots, listen, bro, you don't beat the younger version of you. You're not Anderson Silva beating Adesanya. That doesn't happen. And
But hold up. Let's slow it down for a second. You know me. Let's slow it down. Let's walk. Let's not speed. Because he's saying Boots is the younger Bud. Like, the younger Terrence Crawford is Jerome Boots Ennis. And for me, it's just not that simple. You feel me? Yeah, they both athletic. Yeah, they both can switch, hit. You feel me? Yeah, they both can hurt you from multiple positions. And yes, they both are creative enough to see punches coming that other fighters can't see. But for me, that's not only Bud's talent. You feel me? That's not his greatest weapon as well. You feel me? Because Bud, his greatest weapon is the Mayweather weapon, the ability to download you. You feel me? Bud will give you a couple of rounds. You feel me? Just so he can see your reactions, get your timing. You feel me? Start manipulating your guard. You feel me? Figuring out your feet movements and shit. And then the fight becomes Bud's fight. And Boots, for me, is naturally more explosive. You feel me? More combinations. Sometimes he's more willing to create chaos. He's more willing to create chaos and fight off instinct. You feel me? So for me, Boots ain't a young Bud. Boots is Boots. And honestly, I think that makes it a way more better situation if Bud comes out of retirement at 40 or almost 40, and to beat him. I think that would be way more impressive. Not him beating the younger him beating Boots for who Boots is.
It's Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Terrence Bud, Damn Crawford.
ShowBizz, chill, gang. You feel me? Like, hold on, right? We gotta start naming names. I'm talking about Henry Armstrong, Joe Louis, right? Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Manny Pacquiao, and that's before somebody older than me starts saying some shit like Henry Gerb, you feel me, or fucking Sam Leckford, you feel me? You know, that's their time, not my time, but these are other names, you feel me? And that's why I can't just automatically just give Bud number 3, you feel me? And Henry Armstrong specifically, gang, like, come on. People just got to understand who he is and what he's done for the sport of boxing. Let me continue my workout. For the sport of boxing, right? Before we just casually start moving him down. We can't do that. You feel me? And come on, Homicide Hank, he held the featherweight, the lightweight, and the welterweight championships all at the same time. Not eventually moving up and then casually getting those belts and these divisions and stuff like that. I'm talking about simultaneously. So Bud beating Boots, definitely gonna be unbelievable. You feel me? Definitely top tier of boxing history. However, better than or greater than or higher than Henry Armstrong, I mean, listen, man, it's more of a conversation. It's more of a conversation and not an automatic. You feel me? Like, people that's thinking it's automatic or what he says is way more of a conversation than anything else. Let me know how y'all feel.
He is Black Murderers Row by his damn self.
See, this is where another statement where we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. Black Murderers Row all by himself? Come on. Black Murderers Row wasn't just a nickname that we would give just to great black fighters that people was avoiding and stuff like that. I'm talking about Charles Burley. I'm talking about Lloyd Marshall. I'm talking about Coco Kid and those type of like fighters, those kings right there. You feel me? These people was definitely avoided, like intentionally avoided. Champions was intentionally avoiding them, and those brothers never ever got no championship title opportunities at all. You feel me? Did Bud encounter some politics, some boxing politics? Did he go through did he get tossed in the ring of boxing, take 2, of boxing politics? Of course he did, absolutely. What do you call it? And what do you call it? Do I believe that, what do you call it, he should have been fighting certain welterweights, you know what I'm saying, around a certain period of time, you know what I'm saying, so he could be able to prove his legacy? Absolutely. Were they avoiding him? Absolutely. You feel me? But Black Murderers Row by himself? Listen, man, I ain't gonna give that to any fighter for free. Not even Terrence, the GOAT. Yo, and the timing of this is bananas. It's crazy because I've literally just been going around from gym to gym talking to experienced high-level boxing coaches and trainers and asking them how does Bud looks against some of these legends, you feel me? And we put Coach ER and a lot of coaches through the Fantasy Flip Challenge. Go check that out, you feel me? And the funny thing is, guess which fighters came up? Terrence Crawford versus Sugar Ray Leonard. You feel me? This game is called Fantasy Flip, right? Heads represents a fighter, tails represents a fighter. No matter which side it lands on, that's your fighter. And you gotta give us a blueprint of how this fighter is gonna beat the other fighter. And you can't say 50-50, and you can't coach the other fighters.
Okay,
all right?
on the spot here. Okay,
let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so tails is gonna be Terrence Crawford. Heads is gonna be Terrence Crawford. Tails is gonna be Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's see. Fantasy Flip. That was a weak flip, but that was a good one.
Tails.
That's tails.
So
Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard, right?
How does Sugar Ray Leonard beat Terrence Crawford? Give us the blueprint.
Tough one. I would say he's gonna have to beat him with speed.
So I've been asking these questions, you feel me? Beyond the resume, skill for skill. How does your boy Terrence Bud Crawford look and compete against these legends? You feel me? And I know you've been doing that too, you feel me? And I know a lot of people have been doing that too. So, but if we're gonna put Terrence Crawford at number 3, then we got to be talking about Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. Then we got to be talking about Mayweather. Then we got to talk about Duran. Then we got to talk about Pacquiao. You feel me? We got to talk about all these matchups. You feel me? So here's where I land. If Terrence Crawford stays retired today, he's already all-time great. No debate for me, but if this man really comes out of retirement pushing 40 and beats prime Boots Ennis, ShowBizz is right about one thing. We gotta reopen the all-time list, top 10. Absolutely, we're having this conversation. Top 5, now you got my attention. You feel me? But number 3, only behind Sugar Ray and Muhammad Ali, ShowBizz, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to give me a little bit more than that for Boots. That one you got. You feel me? I like that one. You feel me? But y'all tell me, hop in the comments if Bud comes back out of the retirement. And hold on, real quick. You feel me? Because the funny thing is, I'm going to drop the clip right here. This is what your boy, what do you call it? Terrence Crawford coach. What do you call it? Damn, whoa, I'm getting a little brain fart. What's the nigga name? Bomac. You feel me? This is what Bomac had to say. Check that out.
And set the record straight, because I know you probably seen it on social media. People saying, this is Bud Crawford saying, okay, let me see where I am, because I got Jerron Boots Ennis out there, and people want me and Jerron Boots Ennis to fight. Give me what are your thoughts on that? And what's going on?
Bud done, man. He said he done, and I respect his decision. And I want him to be done because he had nothing else to prove in the sport.
But anyway, so this is a fantasy fight. This is a fantasy situation, right? Because like he said, he's coming back. He was only coming back to help Lex or whatever the case is. I mean, Felix or whatever the case is. And then, he's doing it because he just, like to stay in shape and all that, whatever. So we don't know. But let me know if Bud comes back. If Bud, hold on. Take 2. Let me know if Bud come back and beats Boots, where does that place him? You feel me? Where do you guys rank Bud? You feel me? Of all time. And can he beat Boots? Let's hear that as well. You feel me? And how can he beat Boots? And if he can beat Boots, how can Boots beat him? Hop in the comments, subscribe, like, share it like you wear it. All Sports Boxing TV, Socrates. Yo, we out.